Hello, I'm doing another blindish video featuring Fiddlehead IPA. So I have one Fiddlehead that was canned, let's see, over 2 months ago. It was the last tall stovepipe can from like April 26th. And then I have one that was canned about a month ago. Oh wait, no, not April 26th, March 26th. Yeah, so that's like well over 2 months old. And then one that's about just under a month old, canned on like May 5th. And today is June 2nd. So I was just interested in seeing how the beer ages. They've both been in my fridge for almost the whole time, not exposed to hot temperatures at all. So let's see. They look very much the same. The older can I kind of tipped a little bit upside down for a second to see if I could distribute the haze. But it seems like the haze stays really, really well suspended and even, and with very little chunkage even, which is pretty amazing. And they look basically the same right now. I just didn't want to tip myself off and be like, oh, this one's clearly a little less hazy, so it's got to be the older one. So I guess I'll just start with the one on my left. Head usually looks a little better, but of course it's humid and warm these days, so it's not so much today. Seems to kill the head, but it still has some like really thick, soapy bubbles in there that make it look really nice. It smells fantastic. Off the bat, this is just really citrusy and a little dank, but not oniony and garlicky like I notice. And it's coming in, I'm getting a little bit more candy malt sweetness or something maybe, or candy-like sweetness, not necessarily malty, but I'm wondering if that's the older one, because it's lost some of that intense hot pop. Yeah, this one's a little bit more intense. Maybe a little bit, has a little bit of that garlicky onion thing. Yeah, just from the smell, I'm guessing this is the fresher one. But they both smell fantastic. Like, this doesn't smell oxidized or anything. Just a little less intense. Very nice. Just, it lacks that really dank, oniony, near garlic thing. And it seems like it's not quite as bitter, because this beer is actually has some good bitterness, which is one thing I really like about it. It still has quite the mouthfeel. And it's more fruity, candy-like, rather than greener and danker. Though it's definitely still dank. That's for sure. So let's see what this one's like. That's definitely more bitter. Immediately more bitter. Surprisingly bitter. Because with this one, I didn't get much from that sip. Now this has a nice bite to it. It might be because this maybe slight more haze, and the haze and also the freshness combined are really making it more bitter. And perceived to be more bitter because the haze definitely contributes a little astringency. They look so similar. The head in this one, wow, it was a little bit more thick and seemed like it was more densely poured, which makes sense because it's from a bigger can. That's kind of cheating, noticing that, but that solidifies my guess that this is the older one. I'm just gonna do a few more sips and then I'll check. This one's not only more bitter, but it seems like it has that astringency is reducing up some of the creamy body a little bit. Because it has that hot burn sort of thing. I think when you have a lot of that, just more stuff in there, it can mess with the body and make it not as nice. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm right. All right, let's check. Yep, this is the new one. Wow. I was able to really notice, but what I'm surprised about the most is that the bitterness is so much higher. Um, I know that bitterness does fade, and hoppiness in general fades, but there's still a lot of hop flavor, and this is still a really good beer. And a lot of people might prefer this, honestly, because a lot of people don't like the noticeable bitterness after one sip, and they don't like oniony, dank sort of stuff. This one has a little bit more old-fashioned, in-your-face, kind of piney grapefruit, bitter grapefruit citrus, whereas this one is a little more candy, a little more tropical, what people would like more. It's interesting. Definitely mostly citrusy. Grapefruit, lemon, lime, orange. That's the main thing. But it's really good. I could have even bought 2 cases of these ones. But what is kind of a revelation is the mouthfeel. We usually think that the more stuff in suspension, the fresher, the better the feel is. The feel might be a little bigger, but it plays with the feel in that it scrapes your tongue rather than as soft and floats on your tongue like this one. As you can see, I'm drinking a lot more of this one. And maybe there's just a little bit of a sweet maltiness that it's coming out more in this. Yeah, this is a little rough on the edges when you swallow it. Even at, almost a month old. Cool. So I'd say it's a very impressive beer. Like, this seems like this is going to be good for another month, maybe 4 months. This is like the best by date on this beer because it's really nice. I guess that's the takeaway from it, is that when you do the stuff, you kind of realize that you don't know all the things that aging beer will do to it. It might make it better, especially with a beer that seems like it's brewed and packaged really well. So there's no oxidation, 0 oxidation. I notice nothing in this. Yeah, it's just a little bit less of a hop pop, lower in bitterness. But if you give this to me, I don't know if I would guess that it's over 2 months old. All right, that's it. Bye.